Hey everybody, we are going to show you how to make miso soup paste. This is a recipe that is going to make about 3 years worth of miso for 2 adult families and probably a little bit extra. We're taking 60 kilograms of Japanese rice. It's been washed here and we're draining it, and we are cooking it over an open fire using this kind of setup here with the big iron pot over the fire, and these 2 cylinders on top are designed for cooking rice. There seems to be a kind of what's it called, cheesecloth kind of material, and the water is boiling here and is steaming up through the pots. I don't know, it seems to take 10 to 20 minutes or so for each one. Then we are dumping
30
them.
minutes.
30 minutes? Oh, arigato, Izumi sensei. And then we Izumi's taking care of this part because she doesn't want me getting my dirt on something that you're eventually gonna eat. So anyway, so it's put here on these sheets where it kind of cools and dries. Then we're gonna take the yeast, which I haven't actually seen the yeast yet, so I'll cut the video now. So basically we're cooking the rice, we're laying it out here. It's gonna dry, right? So what? Somewhat dry.
Keep it in like
and basically we're adding
30
yeast. You're sprinkling yeast on top of that?
after everything's cooked.
Right, so this gets cooked. It gets put here. We sprinkle, like, what did he say, Kiro? It's 60 kilograms of rice, cooked rice, which is gonna look like a lot actually. And then 30 kilograms of salt. And then how many? 5 kilograms of yeast?
I don't know.
So how many days does the yeast ferment?
Overnight.
Just one day, that's it? Okay, and then it turns like green or yellow, or what does it look like?
It's white.
That's white yeast. So basically it molds. Huh. And then that moldy rice, where do we put that?
We mix salt into it.
And the sea salt is going to stop or halt the fermentation process.
冬はやっぱり外気温が低いから、35度ってやっぱり保温しなきゃいけない。あ、ここ見ました？
見ませんでした。あ、そうですね。昔
そこへもうね、あれ持ってってるから。ここもそうですし、光を露出してあるんだけど、それがね。
すごいですね。
これが大豆これが30キロで、ここはもう、ここで火炊いて、煮るんですよ。
すごいですね。これ江戸時代
そううちでね使ってたのを戦争の時にこれ出して、それで出したらみんなで使う方がいいってことで、結局昔うちで使ってたのがまだ残ってるんですよね。
すごいですね。
昔うちでだから味噌作って売ってたんじゃないですか、江戸時代は。
And then that moldy rice, where do we put that?
We mix salt into it, and then we mix with soybeans.
But we have to cook the soybeans.
Right.
So where do you mix all that stuff? Like, so we just add soybeans onto this?
Right.
And then what? Don't you have to like mash it or whatever?
Well, beans we mash it separately. After we cook the beans, then we mash it with like a machine.
Yeah.
And then we make a bowl
Of the miso?
of the beans.
Of the beans, right. And then you mix the beans into there, but then But then where do you transfer this to where?
After we mix,
because there's going to be a bunch of stuff here, is what I'm saying. So where does that? You have like a huge bowl
here, and then we mix this and beans together.
Oh my God!
A hand makes it.
I'll be gone that day. No. I'll make sure that I'm going to the library that day.
No.
My hands are dirty.
No, you can
I
wear
pick my nose.
You can wear gloves.
Not that day.
No, then after we mixed everything really well, we make a bowl, like a big bowl, and then we transfer that into a big, like, bucket thing.
Okay, so we boiled, mashed, and then packed the miso into these blocks. Had to clean up everything in here. And now we are bringing the miso into the house, and I think we're letting it like rest overnight or something like that, and then we're gonna have to mix everything, the fermented rice and the these bean paste blocks by hand, just like on the floor in the house.
ちっちゃい。
あれもエミちゃんも殺してくれや、私今殺しただ。
おお、くそ、いっぱい入ってる。
こうやって
この部分だけもう切り取って捨てれば。
え？
捨ててもいいけどさ。
とりあえずこうやって切り取って後でやればいい。
So we have an ant problem. We have been invaded.
甘いさ。
だしです。
家の風呂にだって。
Okay, so we devised a way to clean the ants. Izumi, can you show the camera the vacuum head? Just point it this way. So we taped like a spatula for deep frying onto the vacuum just to make a gate, and then are using the vacuum head with gate to sort of brush the edges of the rice and anywhere, you know, obviously where we can find ants. And so far it's working pretty good. So what's the plan?
この味噌を
味噌と麹混ぜるの？
麹と混ぜる。
Okay, so we have added the rice, the fermented rice, to the beans, and we mixed it together first, kind of made a mountain, and now we're scraping off the sides and making more blocks. And I think the technique is that we're adding them to the middle again, the blocks, make a new mountain, and then scrape, 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 scrape. It's kind of like a mixing method. Is that right? その空気についてとか、なんか説明はなんか投げないといけないみたいな。投げるよりも、なるほど。
押し付けても、
それぐらい。
まあなるべく空気を入れない方がいいらしいんで、でただ
なるほど。
空気を使った発酵にはすると思うんだけど、やっぱりあんまり空気入れない方がどうもいいらしいんですよ。
なるほど。
いい塩梅になってるから。ここへね、
はい、
この上ね、障子紙やっとくの。
障子紙？
障子紙。障子貼るああいう紙。平らにしてね、それでやっておくとね、
はい、
今度味噌ができた時ね、取るにその障子紙貼るとすぐお味噌食べられる。
今そこでやる？
まだ塩振ってさ、2日は経ってからやる。
今はいいだね。
ねえ、取っちゃった。
そう閉まってある向こうへな。広げてある。だけど熱くなっちゃったってことで。夜中にやればよかったってことか。
ソールもね、まあでいいふうに最初出てなくて。